What's up, Elko? What's up, Elko? What's up, Bruce? I'm getting my stuff together. We about to get in there and get after it. About to get in there and get after it. Y'all hold on a second. Let me I gotta get my eras. Oh, there they are. All right, boys and girls, let's go and climb on in this bad boy. Let's climb up in this cow. Yeah. Woo. Come on, let me live with you. Let me live with you. Let me live with you. All right. Hey, Mitchell Bates. I am glad that you are in this chat. Hey, I just want to let you know I got a letter from you yesterday. Are you aware of that? Are you aware that you sent me a letter? Are you aware that you sent me a letter? What's up, Tony, Elko? I appreciate it, Elko. What's up, Cars in the Cut? Somebody just got... Okay. All right. I got it yesterday, and I was like, what is this? It's kind of strange, but I really appreciate that. You don't have to go in no detail on it, but I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. So what we're gonna do this morning, and I'm gonna show you, we're gonna take these hood hinges off. Yes, sir. We don't need them no more. We're gonna get some new ones, but we're gonna put the bolts right back in there because we don't want to lose them. Don't want to lose the bolts. So we got that one. So let's get this one over here. I appreciate it. All right, let's get this one. Well, we get that in a second. We really don't need to wreck this second. All right, so, you know, there's a big old engine bay. But I tell you what. Yeah. Hey, I can't believe. You know what? I can't believe. Let me tell y'all something. We fixing to show y'all a new tool. All right, we're fixing to show y'all a new tool. All right. So, well, it ain't new, but it's new to y'all. It ain't new to me. But let me tell you something. Yesterday, not one person told me my shirt was a little tight yesterday. Not one person. And I kept all day yesterday. I was like, man, why is this shirt so goddamn tight? I had a medium shirt on all day yesterday. I had a medium shirt on, and nobody said nothing to me. I was like, man, I'm about to choke to death. And eventually, I got my belly full, and I was like, man, I can't take it no more. And I took the shirt off, and I looked, and it said medium. I'm like, why in the hell do I got a medium on? Yeah, I had a medium. Yeah. And then my wife says, you got my damn shirt on? All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I was like, all day yesterday, I was like, man, well, this thing is choking the shit out of me, man. It's like I was feeling like I was being restricted, like I've been wrapped around by a Cubacaba or some shit. All right, boys and girls, let me show you. Ever seen the size extra medium? Hey, it was something. Whether it was wrong or right, I had it on, and nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. All right, boys and girls. All right, look, let me show you. Let me let you live with me. All right, we done all this, right? We done all this, and I talked to. Hey, I appreciate it, Cars. So I got a hold of. I talked to Vintage Air this morning. I talked to my guy Rico. Rico's my guy. Rico's my guy at Vintage Air. He's always on point. Always on point. Always on point. So I talked to Rico this morning. Not Rico Suave. Y'all probably don't even know who that is. But anyways, I talked to Rico this morning and told him what I needed and told him what I didn't need. Told him what I had, told him what I didn't have. Told him what I wanted to get and asked him if he had it. And he said, I got you, baby. He said, I got you, my guy. So he sent me an invoice of everything that I need to put a Gen 5 AC system on this car, minus the AC compressor, because I already have the AC compressor. And he gave me 4 options on controllers. Now, here's the one thing about it. They don't have a direct fit controller for a 63 Impala, you know, because the dash is kind of radiused, right? So they have a cable over wire. So what it is these little attachments that hook to the cable, and then you gotta, I don't like them. I'm not a fan of them. So we're gonna put digital controllers in this thing. We just gotta figure out how we're gonna do it. So, so with that being said, I gotta get my orange juice. Gotta get my go-go juice. So let me, y'all just hang tight. I'm trying to stretch out in this engine bay. All right. All right, so let me show you what I got going on. Yeah, y'all know the controllers on these Impala, you know, it's on the dash and it's kind of radius, and then you got the slide selectors. They make a kit that the computer wire hooks to the cable, and then you have to adjust it going from manual to digital. And I've never been a fan of that. I never could get them to work right, and I rather just do the plug and play kind of stuff. So what we're gonna do right here is, you see all this old seam sealer right here? We're gonna dig all this out like I promised y'all yesterday. We're gonna dig all this as much as we can get this out. We're gonna get all this stuff out here, and we're gonna use this handy dandy tool right here. This handy dandy tool right here, this right here is this right here is called a Dynazip, and the part number is, or the model number is 18253. This thing also comes with an eraser wheel where you can take decals and pinstripes and all that stuff. If you can use a wire wheel, you can use a drill, you can use whatever you want to use. But this right here is a bad mamma jamma, and she's loud too. She's a screamer, right? She's a screamer. I told you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I told you, boys and girls, I'm gonna set y'all right here. I got this handheld charged up. So, now y'all gonna have to tell me, is that a good, I ain't gonna be able to sit like this. I'm gonna tell you. It's like riding a horse sideways. We ain't gonna side saddle nothing. So, y'all gonna have to tell me, can y'all see that right there? Because if y'all can't see, then I need to adjust. Where's Elko when I need him? I need a little person. you what. How about there? How about now? Is that better? Is that better? Y'all let me know if that's better. I got to get to work. Y'all let me know. All right, we got Minnesota. Zoom out. Is that good? We good on that? All right. Ear protection. All right. We got ear protection. We got arrow. All right, boys and girls. We feel like a damn dentist around here, boys and girls. This right here is called it is called a Dynazip. It's called a Dynazip. It's called a Dynazip, and the model number is 18253. Hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Leave a like, leave a comment, because if you hit the subscribe button and you don't leave a comment, then YouTube will purge you in 24 hours because they think you a bot. And we want everybody to be participating and nobody get lost on the channel. And our goal is to hit 7,000, boys and girls. Oh yeah, this thing right here will eat you alive. Now you done it. Now you done it. I hate that when that happens with my lawnmower too. You run over a damn rope. Somebody hurry up and grab a bucket. It's all fun and games until you get your damn, till you get your finger caught. You haven't been flossing. You haven't been flossing. I can tell you haven't been flossing. I got to get back there in that back motor. Is it muted? We ain't got no sound? Can you hear me? We good? Y'all hear sound? Man, what the hell, man? Appreciate everybody. Give it to me right there. Girl, that's tight. So we got the seam sealer out. I gotta get right there. Might have to use something different. Let me take these off. I might have to use something a little different to get in there. I might have to use might have to use a chisel, whatever, because I'm not taking this off. So I might have to use a putty knife or or something like that. But you can see the panels. See, this panel is put on that panel, and then they just put seam sealer in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? And when everybody says I got a rust-free car, there's no such thing as a rust-free car, because this seam sealer, it over time it dries out, right? Over time it dries out. It's like an old eraser. Y'all remember them erasers we had in school, right? So it's like an old eraser. So I ain't gonna be able to get it all out because it's down in that crack and crevices, but I can get a bunch of it out. And by getting a bunch of it out, then I can come across here and spray some 2K epoxy just right across the lip. And then I can take right here, even though this says bare metal seam sealer, right? Even though this says bare metal, I don't put it on bare metal just because bare metal, rust, whatever. So like we did over here, we stopped right here yesterday, and then I sprayed all epoxy on that, and then we seam sealed it, and then we did a little bit of body filler, or a little bit of glass work. But what I'm gonna do right here is, we'll spray a little. I'll catch up on the comments here in a second, so y'all just hang tight. So what we'll do is we'll finish trying to get this out. I'm gonna try to get as much as this out as I can right here. This is rubber, like a rubber underizing that they put around the hole right there. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get this out here, and then we'll spray a little 2K epoxy. Now, these holes right here, I don't know what these holes were for. They look like at one time maybe they was for something. I don't know. And when you run wires through a hole like that, you need to put a grommet. So there's no grommet on that. And over time, a wire rubbing like that will eat through the insulation. Then you'll have a short to ground or short to hot, and you'll have a problem. This right here was plugged into the distributor. So this wire here was plugged into the distributor, which it had a HEI distributor. And this right here has been spliced together there. It's been spliced together there. It's been, it's a lot of stuff going on, but we'll get that straightened out. So what we'll do is I will label this wire, right? I'll put some tape on one side, and we'll mark it. We'll put like A1, A2, B1, B2, and then I'll cut the wire, and then I'll pull it inside, all right? So when I go to put it back together or trace it, when we rewire it, I'll know that A1 went to A2 and B1 went to B2. But these holes right here, the hole right there, I'll weld these up and I'll clean these up because you can see these were screw holes or self-tapping screws for some reason. Like I said, I don't know what they were for. You got a hole right here. It doesn't have a grommet, but we're going to use this hole here, and so we'll probably use that hole there. We'll probably use that hole there for the airline, right? We'll probably run it back into the cabin right there, and this right here is the airline for the airbag. They actually had a hole drilled in right here and just run this speaker wire, amp wire, and they just had a gaping hole that was actually cut in the firewall. So we're going to clean it up a little bit for them, and we'll probably we might run it over here. So there's a spot over here. We might put a grommet over here and then run it. We might do that. That might be a better location right here, is we'll put a weather pack a grommet right here, and then we'll have to run the wires. That'll give us an access hole to run the wires for the heat, for the AC system, and some little odd end things, and then we'll be able to hide the airline through there on that side, and then we can just put a grommet. We can put a grommet on that hole right there, or hell, we can just weld that hole up. We can put a grommet in it because maybe we might need that hole for later for something. But these holes right here, these holes right here definitely wasn't used for something. I mean, they were used for something, but they wasn't in here when I took anything out, so I don't know what they were for. So we'll weld these holes up. We'll have to pull the carpet back on the inside. We'll weld these holes up, clean them up. We'll label this wire and this wire. We'll label it, like I say, A1, A2, B1, B2, and then we'll cut them, and then we'll push that wire in there, and then we can get this wiring harness out of the way. Because, see, it comes in right there, and then it goes over there, and then this thing's got an aftermarket wiring harness, but they didn't even wire it all up because this white wire over here is the alternator exciting wire. So, and then this red wire, that's definitely power. and they just put electrical tape on the end of it. And then the other wire, the black wire, is probably ground. So for some whatever reason, they just left that laying right there. Neither here or there. I don't know. But that's where we're at on that. So let me see if I can try use a different tool to see if we can get the rest of this out, and then we'll scribe this up a little bit more, and we'll go from there. So y'all hang tight. Y'all hang tight, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta get a little bit of supplement. Get a little bit of supplement. I got to go to work. I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you stopping by. Hit that daggone, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button. Yes, sir. We're trying to get. No, we just done this. We cut out the bad, and then we made this panel and put that panel there. And now we're just replacing now we're just replacing the seam sealer. So I'm taking the edge of this, taking the edge of this wheel right here, and I'm dropping it down into that crack so I can get. I appreciate it, Mac. I'll talk to you later. I'm dropping it down in between that fold and get what seam sealer I can get down there in the bottom out. Oh, I know what I can use. I know what I can use, boys and girls. I forgot I had it out here. I know what I can use. I can use a pillow to sit on. Woo-hoo-hoo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. Let me hold on tight. Let's see if we can do this right here. I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna try to get y'all the best I can get you. So we're gonna take this handy dandy file. handy dandy. Old handy dandy dinophile. Boy, it looks like a bunch of damn billy goats is in here. What's up, Jonathan? Well, you know good, Jonathan. No, we cleaning this up so we can get in here and so we can seam seal this. We can seam seal this. I need to go get something. I need to get something. Y'all hang tight. Old handy dandy flathead screwdriver. Old handy dandy flathead screwdriver. Any means necessary. Somebody's probably gonna say, why didn't you take the brake twister out of the way? Or why didn't you take that out of the way? And I'm gonna say, well, what if a frog had wings? He wouldn't bump his ass when he hopped. Cause that ain't that kind of party. That ain't that kind of party. I'll catch up on the comments in a minute. I got the comments hidden, so I can't see the comments. So I'll catch up on the comments in a second. Before we end the live, I'll go back and catch up on the comments or questions. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to stay focused on what I'm doing. Because a lot of people get on lives and then they get sidetracked on what they're doing. And then next thing you know, they on live for 2 hours and they didn't get nothing done. So that's not what this is about. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that's that. So got to get a little bit more of that rust out of there. So we have to use the wire wheel to get some more of that rust out. And so let's take that wire wheel and see if we can get a little bit more of that rust out of there. And then we'll go from there. All right. So, boys and girls, y'all hang tight. Let me turn this camera around a little bit. Let me let you live with me for a second. I gotta get my arrows on. Well, we're gonna try to get we're gonna try to get as much rust out as we can get. Try to prevent as much as we can. And you know, in a perfect world, you know, you'd want to take the body off the chassis, take all the interior out, blast the whole car, but that ain't what type of party this is. So it's not going to be a show car. It's going to be a driver. There's some things that we can get. There's some things that we can. I don't want to say get away with. There's some things that we can do less on some things and do more on other things. So the objective for this car is to. The objective on this car is to make the engine bay nice, make the bottom of the car nice. The interior is already nice. Have a nice engine, nice transmission, nice drive shaft, nice rear end, good brakes, good cooling system, air conditioner, nice driver outside, decent, where this client can drive anywhere he wants to, not worry about nobody denting and dinging his car up. Enjoy the car, have a good time in it, safe to drive 200-300 miles, no issues whatsoever. And then later on, if he decides that he wants to strip the outside down to bare bones and paint the car, then that's where we can go. I probably would talk him in, well, not talk him. I would probably suggest let's do something to the top, because it is the top. It is a low rider. So let's sand the top down, prime, epoxy the top, and put some kind of graphics on the top, some low rider graphics on it, and leave the rest of it the way it is. So there's a lot of people that sent me messages like, hey man, why don't you strip that car down? Why don't you strip that car down, do this, do that? And I'm like, well, I will do whatever you want me to do if you're paying the bill, you know. So sometimes you just have to do what the client wants you to do, and sometimes you have to do what the client wants you to do as long as it doesn't jeopardize the integrity of the car, the vehicle, or the shop. You know, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do nothing that's not safe. You know what I mean? So if it's not safe, I'm not even going to mess with it. It's like the 68 Le Mans. The front A-arms are broke on it, and they asked me if I could weld some pieces in there, and I'm like, no, we either replace them with new ones or we don't do anything at all. So that's the whole. Not all money's good money. You know what I'm saying? Not all money's good money. Hey, later on today, I'm supposed to be, y'all have to stay tuned. I don't know if he'll let me go live or I'll do a short. I don't know, but later on this afternoon, if you missed the live last night, a guy called me last night or yesterday evening. He's got he's either 86 or 87 Monte Carlo SS. He don't live like 5 minutes from me, so I'm going to go check it out this afternoon, so y'all stay tuned for that. Oh yeah, and another thing, I'm gonna try to keep these lives at 60 minutes. So I got a timer set. We're at 42 minutes now. Most TV shows and most sitcom shows are either 60 minutes long, so nobody's going back and watching a 2, 3, 4 hour live. They just ain't doing it. So I got this new system I got going on. It seems like it's been doing pretty good, keeping the lives about an hour long, interacting with you guys, doing something, keeping it moving, keeping it structured like a college syllabus. The guy with the Camaro overnighted the spanner wrenches to adjust the coilovers. As soon as they get here, that'll be another live. We need about 300 more people. We need about 300 more, and we're gonna hit 7,000. 7,000 subscribers. So, if you got a comment or a question or something, drop it down in the chat. And the last 5 minutes, of the live, I'll go through all the comments and the questions, and I'll answer what I can answer. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to stay focused. Ah, shoot. Hey, whoa. Hold the phone. Wait a minute. Hold your bowl. Hold on a minute, boys and girls. We about done something that we probably shouldn't have done. It was under some tar. Let me show you what I found. Look right there. Two Whiskey Alpha. It was under some tar. Two Whiskey Alpha. There was some tar right there. When I knocked that tar out, that was under the tar. Now, the numbers are upside down because probably the body was upside down on the assembly line coming down the assembly line. So that's a new one on me right there, boys and girls. 2 Whiskey Alpha. Stamped in to the Firewall on this 63 Impala. So I wonder what that could be. I wonder what those numbers mean. That means I'm going to have to get in my books and do a little bit of research and do a little bit of studying and find out what 2 Whiskey Alpha meant. If anybody knows what that meant, like seriously, like if anybody knows what that means, drop it down in the comments and let me know, and let's figure it out together. But that number is 2 Whiskey Alpha. That's the number. So 2 Whiskey Alpha. It's kind of interesting. I don't know what that is. I've never done. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the first 63 Impala that I've actually done. So I have no idea what those markings are. I have no idea. Have no idea. Don't know. Have no clue. No clue. None whatsoever. But I'll have to do some research and figure out what that is. 2-speed automatic. Is that what it means, Tulu? Hold on a second, boys and girls. I am proud of you, boys and girls. I'm proud of you. So, all right. So let's get caught up. So this means 2 Whiskey Alpha, right? So Google says 2 Whiskey Alpha said it was a 2-speed automatic transmission, which would have been a power glide. That is correct, and it would have been a V8 paired with a standard V8. Well, this car did now. It does have the cross member for a 2-speed power glide. That is true, but that transmission is long gone. Well, man, Tulu, who else said that? Tulu and Bill. That right there, boys and girls. We all learned something today, boys and girls. We all learned something. 2 Whiskey Alpha. So, Tulu or Bill, whoever looked it up. So, what does the 2 mean? So, break down the letters. So, what does it break down the letters, what the letters mean? Or does it just say 2-speed power glide paired with a V8 transmission? Is that what the code comes up to be? I knew this was a power glide car, and I knew it was a V8 car, but the power glide is long gone and the original engine's long gone. So, what's up, Cuddy? What's up, 84 Cuddy? What's up, Bill? I'll catch up with the comments in a minute. Man, that's what this channel's all about, man. That's what this channel's about. Now, if it had been anybody else, they'd have just kept grinding. They'd have just kept grinding, and they would have grinded those letters away. And it's like, oh, hell, that don't mean nothing. That's just some damn number stamped on there. But I stopped. When I seen that, I stopped. You see right there where I seen the A, and I stopped. And I was like, oh, shit, what is that? It doesn't have a breakdown. Okay, so 2 Whiskey Alpha just come up to be 2-speed power glide paired with a V8 engine. Man, that is too freaking cool, man. We all learned something together. That's what this channel is all about. Now, I would show you the VIN number right there, the VIN plate. The VIN plate's right there, but I'm not going to do that because it's got the vehicle's information, which would be linked back to the client, and I don't expose client stuff like that. But that right there is cool as a fan, So let me dig my donkey ass up out of this thing, and we at the 50-minute mark. And let me go in here and get caught up on the questions and the comments that's in the chat that I didn't want to miss nothing. The trim plate has no information on it pertains to the VIN. Hold on a second. I'm not going to show it, but let me look. Yeah, the trim plate does. Right here it says trim 874. Right here it says, you can look this up, I'll tell you this. It says the trim code 874, paint code 936. So y'all can look that up. So it's a 1963. It says trim code 874, paint code 936. So you got trim code is 874, and then you got the paint code that's 936. And then I have a book in there that breaks down the numbers on the options and stuff like that via the VIN code. I used to teach that at the school. Well, I used to teach the VIN decoding. The VIN decoding at the school, what options and stuff like that. So let me catch up on the comments right quick. Let me scroll back through and see if I missed anything. Minnesota Picker, I appreciate that gift. I didn't see that until now. Working on a 63 Impala. What's up, Gary, Nathan, King? Cars. I'm going through the comments right quick. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, so I'll look up the paint code on that. The paint code on that was 874. No, the trim code was 874 and the paint code was 936. So the trim code was 874, paint code was 936 is what that was. So we're at the 55 mark. Oh yeah, I know. The body number is different than the trim, the VIN number. Yep. So we had a class at the college. It was decoding VINs and trims, and it's very difficult to identify because we had the restoration program there at the college before they changed it over to the Tesla program. But you'd have to decode VIN numbers. Like we would give the students VIN numbers, and they would have to figure out what they were, what options they come with. What was the trim? The trim code was 874. 874 was the trim code. 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 And then the other code was so the paint code was 936 and the trim code was 874. So it was a white. So I've never dabbled that far to see what the original color of the car was. 874 trim code 9. Yes, 874 was trim code. 936. I guess that's what I said was the paint code. Redwood vinyl. Redwood vinyl interior. So it was an original red car? So it is an original red and white car? Hey, 84, you got Sparrow on the road, or is that an old video? What's up, Carolina Big? Hey, 84, you got Sparrow on the road? Paint code is white. 84, did you get Sparrow on the road, or is that an old video that you posted? What's up, Carolina? Old bit. Okay, all right. Got you. Got you. It's a 1963 Impala. We almost there. Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. It's a 1963 Impala, two-door. It's not an SS car. It's not an SS car, but it does have SS interior. So. We got about 2 minutes. Like I said, I'm gonna keep these lives at 60 minutes. We're gonna do a little intro each. We're gonna do a little intro, then we're gonna work, and then we'll take like the last 5 minutes to answer questions, chew the fat, collaborate, see how everybody's doing, and then we'll end the live, and then I'll get my stuff together. I'm going to, when we end this live, I'm gonna spray some epoxy over that thing, over the seam, and let that dry out. And then when I come back, it'll probably be a short live, and then we'll put some 2K we'll put some 2K seam sealer down, and then we'll go from there. And I definitely need to clean the shop up, and I'm not gonna go live cleaning the shop up. That's just boring. Housekeeping is just boring. But just as soon as the spanner wrench, or spanner, or ever how you want to say it, shows up from QA1, so I can adjust the coilovers on that 71 Camaro, I'll go live on that and showing you that. Give you a little update on that. If you got QA1 coilovers, the front coilovers are 2-to-1 ratio, and then the back ones are 1-to-1. So if you got coilovers on the front and you want to turn the ring up, so it's 2-to-1 ratio. So if you move it up a ½ inch, if you move the locking ring up a ½ inch, it's a 2-to-1 ratio on the suspension. But I would suggest, if you wanted to raise the front of the car up 1.5 inches, I would bring the locking ring up to where it made it 2 inches. So when the car settled, it would probably settle at 1.5 inches or 1.75 inches. If you set it at 1.5 inches, it's probably going to settle like 1/4 inch, because you know the springs are going to settle, right? Car was originally white with red interior. Are you serious, 84? 84, stop playing. Stop playing, 84. So this car was originally red with white interior, or excuse me, originally white with red interior. Damn it, boy. Let's put it back. I will say this right here. This last 30 seconds, I am gonna say this. Mr. Random, if you're watching Mr. Random, I can't comment on none of your stuff. Apparently you've made me a mod or something, so I cannot comment on any of your videos or any of your shorts or anything like that, because you have made me a mod. So I want to let you know that red interior that you got on your G-body, son of a gun, damn it, boy. That thing is bad to the bone, boy. I love me a loud interior. And that son of a gun right there is loud. Loud. It is loud. Yo! It's loud. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Man, you could commit a RICO case in that thing and nobody'd know it. Yeah, that red interior is fire, man. Red interior, orange interior. Yeah, I can't wait to do my boy's truck. I can't wait for him to do that orange interior. I can't wait. Oh yeah, 84. You know it's true. He could do it. He could catch a RICO case in that car, and man, they'd never see it. That thing just woke up Hollywood. Hollywood's big fat donkey ass. I don't even know where Hollywood's at. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, they ain't nobody here. I ain't got no neighbors. I ain't got nothing. Yeah. I bet if I hollered for Holly and said sneaky snacks and shook a damn bag with some nuts in it, he'd think I'd have some damn catnip, and that son gonna come running. He'd come running like a crackhead. Y'all wanna see it? Look. Y'all wanna see if it works? Let me find me a damn bag. Let me find me a bag. Let me find me something where I can shake it where it sounds like damn. Let me see it. Let me shake. Let me look. Hollywood, sneaky snacks. Hollywood. Hollywood. I got sneaky snacks. Where's that fat bastard at? Hollywood. Come on. I got sneaky snacks. Hollywood. Holly. Hollywood! Look, I told you. I got sneaky snacks. Now I gotta go get you some sneaky snacks. Hollywood, what are you doing? I told you. Come here, boy. Come here, fat boy. Come here, fat boy. Come here. Come here, fat boy. Come here, fat boy. I told y'all. I told y'all. Look. I told you. Look. Look. I told you. Look. I told you. Look. I told you. Hollywood, you big fat donkey. You big fat donkey. Huh? Huh? Look. Look, big fat son of a gun. Look. Yeah, who? Look at this son of a gun. Huh? Look. Big old fat son of a gun. Look. I bet your cat. I'll get him some sneaky snacks. Holly wants some sneaky snacks. He's like, motherfucker, you better go get me some goddamn sneaky. Huh? What are you doing? Look. I bet you can't do your cat like that. Look, we do cat. Look, we do arm roll. Oh, look. What is it? What is it? Huh? What's the matter? Look. All right, let me go get him. He said, look, he's like, you just called me a damn crackhead. Hey, I ain't no sneak. I'll go, look, they ain't no sneaky snacks over there, but I'll go get you some sneaky snacks. I'll go get them. What? You mad? You are? Don't hurt yourself now. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself, okay? I'll go get you some sneaky snacks. Look, you done made me run over 5 minutes. I tell you what, if I walk towards that house up there, I tell you, if I walk up the sidewalk, that sun gonna be on my heels. But I tell you what, boys and girls, I'll go get him some sneaky snacks. Y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Remember what I said, boys and girls. Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, that listen and drag. Peace, son, chicken grace, him out.